Hi, I'm Bryony Kennedy, the founder of Adorn Cosmetics, and today I'm going to talk to you about sweat-resistant makeup, makeup that stays put, and how to conceal pigmentation damage. It tends to be more noticeable in the summer months because we've had a little bit of sun on our face, so I'm going to touch on that in today's tutorial. So, I've started with makeup on, and I know for a lot of people, they say to me, you've got really good skin, I can't see that you've got pigmentation or any irregularities in the skin. So I thought I'd start out like this and then take it off and then show you what I've done to create this look, okay? So I'm going to just use some wipes to get this off, and you'll see just on one side of my face, the pigmentation is probably not going to be as obvious as it is if you saw me in person, but from pregnancy, whether you've had sun damage pigmentation, pregnancy pigmentation, if you've got really dark patches, there's a fading technique that I'm going to show you how to help hide that pigmentation, okay? Now I'm also going to rub off this lipstick, and I'm just going to show you on one side of my face to make this really quick, okay? Now you can see the pigmentation damage here. Okay, again, it's not as dark as it probably would be, and over on this side it's nice and hidden. I've got a little bit here on the cheeks as well. I have a little bit of a red mark from wearing glasses that's hidden on this side. Okay, so you can just see how good the makeup is. I've got a little bit of pigment there that's hidden on this side. Okay, so, and I also get bits of psoriasis, so this is really, you can see the psoriasis here, which will be covered in a moment. So today's all about getting it on and making sure it's easy. It's summer makeup. For those of you maybe that are menopausal, you sweat a lot, and you just want something that's going to look natural, stay put, feel natural, not be thick and goopy, and you're also going to be able to cover up some pigmentation damage. So on this side of my face, I started with the primer, okay, so it's the Hydration Plus Primer, and I'm just popping that on my skin first to prep it. I would always spritz my face first with the rose water, as moisturizers soak in better if your skin is damp, okay? So that's the rose water. If you've got exceptionally dry skin, but you still find that you are sweating down your T-zone, then maybe what you need to do is use your oil, so the antioxidant facial oil on the outside of your skin and the primer down the middle, okay? Skin is never consistent all over the face. Sometimes you might need to use two different products, and you might have to use them in what I would call a spot treatment fashion. So you might do primer down your T-zone and a facial oil around the edges. Okay, so the makeup that I'm going to wear that's awesome, it's sweat resistant, it feels great, if anything actually it feels like there's nothing on, and it helps cover pigmentation damage, is the medium olive, or for those of you that have got a darker skin, it might even be the olive that you go for. I'm using the medium olive in the Loose Minerals, okay, and I am just using our very famous kabuki brush that always sells out, and I am blotting it or using a stippling motion. I'm not buffing it. Okay, I am wanting fairly heavy coverage. If you want light coverage, you buff it on. If you want heavier coverage, you blot it on. Okay, so for me, I'm wanting a bit of a heavier coverage. If you're just going to the beach or something like that, you're on a holiday, you might just want to buff it on really quickly. Okay, but I'm wanting to show you that you can get really good coverage with this foundation. Okay, it's sweat water resistant. It's not going to clog the pores, as we do not use any fillers that sit on the skin like a Glad wrap. Our minerals are porous, as we don't use any mineral oil. We don't use any petrochemicals, talc, clay. So the Loose Minerals work with your skin. It's excellent for acne, excellent for any skin type. And you can see now how nice and flawless that side of my face is. It's helped even hide that pigmentation damage that I had before, because the medium olive and the olive have that yellow base to them, okay? Use the colour matching, and that will help you to determine by our team what colours to trial first, okay? Don't just jump and grab the medium olive, as it might not be suitable for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is show you a fading technique. So with any pigmentation that you've got, you need to look at yourself and think, okay, do I need to use either a foundation that matches the pigments? If you've got a lot of pigment damage everywhere, you may need to use a darker foundation to help protect and cover that pigmentation damage, because if you use a foundation color that's the same as the lighter skin on your face and you put it over that pigment, it's going to make it look pink, okay? You don't want that. So you have to weigh up whether you need to use a darker foundation, blend it down your neck and décolletage to help with the pigment, or if like me you've just got a little bit, you use this fading technique. So you find a bit of the pigmentation, and unfortunately I think for you guys that this has actually covered quite a bit of it, but you can see there's a little bit there. So what I'm going to do is you pop the concealer around that pigment, not on it. Okay, so this fading technique is excellent if you've got that pregnancy, the cloasma sort of on the lip area, the cheeks. So you basically just blot the medium tan, and you can see that I use this a lot. You just blot it around the pigmentation damage, and then you blend it outwards onto the skin that does not have the pigmentation. So it's a fading technique. So you can see even that tiny little bit, you can't see that anymore, okay? So this will work really well for those of you that have got very bad pigmentation damage. Apply it around it, blend it out onto your unpigmented skin, and then you'll find that that then creates the illusion that your skin is all nice and even. So that's the fading technique. Okay, if you need to set that concealer down, you will apply the oil setting control powder, okay, and you just gently put a little bit of that over the top of the concealer, and that will obviously set that down. Okay, I'm now just going to put the Peachy Sleep concealer under the eye really quickly. Okay, now I've got waterproof mascara on today because no mascara is going to stay put on anyone, especially in the hot sweaty climates. If you've got eyelids that sit on top of the lashes, it's going to come off, so you need to use the water resistant mascara. Okay, so again, if you're finding that the concealer doesn't stay on, again, oil setting control powder, just a small amount, and only on the areas that you've used concealer. Especially if you're more mature, you don't want to put that all over your face, creating a matte effect, because it's going to make the skin look dull. If you're younger or you've got really oily skin or an acne skin, then yes, you could put that oil control powder, which is this one, all over the face. Okay, a sweat resistant bronzer. So again, our mineral bronzers do not have any fillers in them, so I'm just doing a really quick contour around my hairline. Okay, and that's a 3. Okay, and then you can use this as a blusher if you wanted to as well. Okay, so you just pop it on the cheeks like this, which I've done on this side. Okay, so it's just a nice quick 3 contour. Now what's left on the brush, I just gently sweep that over my concealer because I like to just bring all that together. Now, if your neck's lighter and your chesties, pop that all over your neck and your chest as well. Okay, again, it's water and sweat resistant, so it's not likely to come off. Okay, and then what you need to do is, whether you want to put a blush on or something like that, you can do that now. Or for me, again, sweat resistant illuminizer. Okay, and I just like to put this around again on a C, like this. So it just gives a really nice radiance to the skin. It doesn't make it look sweaty, it gives radiance. There's a big difference to that. So that is the Loose Mineral Illuminizer. It's an awesome sweat resistant eyeshadow as well. I just literally pop a bit like that over my eye. Okay, now if you need to seal your eyeliner down, or you're struggling with your eyeliner to stay put, you put it on first, and then what you need to do is either use the oil setting control powder and just dust a light amount over your eyeliner. It will dull the color a little bit. Or if you want to set it down and intensify it, then you just put a brow dust or an eyeshadow color over the top with an angle brush. That will set your eyeliner down and it will not move. Okay, so lips. If you want to set your lips down, okay, pop your lipstick on, okay, and then you can either layer that up. So what you need to do is just put one layer on, and then you just grab a tissue, blot it off, apply another, blot it off, and then you do about 3 coats, and then again you blot it off. Now what that's doing is it's pushing it in, it's creating a lip stain. It's going to stay on a lot longer than if you didn't do that. The other thing that you can do is pop on some of the matte setting powder with your finger. And that sets your makeup down, or your lipstick down rather. So there's my tips for pigmentation, sweat resistant makeup, and obviously eye makeup that stays put, in particular eyeliner, and also lipstick that stays on as long as possible. So hopefully you enjoyed those tips, and if you need to get any ideas of the products that I've used, check out down below, and there'll be links there.